Welcome to the Cross Points podcast. I am David Jones. I'm your host today. I am so excited to have with us an amazing, awesome, he loves this makes him happy. I'm here today with our worship pastor, Pastor Dru Davis. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, David. It's lovely to be here.
Seriously glad that you're here today.
Me too.
We're going to have a fun podcast today. We're going to learn a little bit about Dru, what makes him tick, and learn a little bit about some of the songs that he likes. So I've got a couple of questions. Why don't you tell us how you found Cross Points and what year you started, because you're relatively new, and kind of let people know kind of how you landed at Cross Points.
Okay, well, the year's easy, 2017.
Okay.
It started in June 2017. I found Cross Points because of my wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my wife was starting a new career at the time. This is 3 years ago.
Okay.
And, the process started before that, but she applied to KU Med.
Right.
Which is in KCK, right on the border, and so we immediately were like, well, we need to move there. We need to move to Kansas City.
Because you were living in Salina,
Kansas.
Yeah, of all
jealous.
places.
Salina,
Yes,
Kansas.
Love it. Okay.
Not a bad town.
No, it's good. I've been there.
Have you really?
Yeah,
That's
I know,
interesting.
exactly.
Did you have a cozy burger?
No, I did not have a cozy burger.
See, now you haven't been to Salina then.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway, she got accepted into the occupational therapy program at
Okay.
KU, and so I started looking for jobs. I was a guitar teacher at the time and a worship leader at a United Methodist church.
A wonderful church. I've been
Great
there.
church. You've been there too.
It's
That's
really a great
nice.
church. So a shout out to Church of the Cross.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really great.
So I fell upon a lot of churches, but Cross Points immediately caught my eye, mostly because you guys have videos, and so it was easier to sort of see what you were all about.
Right.
And so Cross Points Church and one other church were the only ones that I applied at, thinking, this is what I want to do.
So interesting, because I remember my first experience with you was not in person, but was online.
Ah, yes.
You had a YouTube channel.
Yes.
And I loved it.
Still exists.
It still exists.
Oh, yes.
We'll put a link in the description.
Oh, okay,
that's
cool,
so awesome. So I love two things. The things that drew me to you right away was that you had 31 days of hymns.
Yes. Now that's HYMN.
Not hymns,
Yes.
but HY. Yes.
I'm a fan of double meanings, though, so that it's fitting.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And I listened to your stuff, and you just had a real creative way of and I was like, I like this guy. And then the thing that really sold me was you had written an original song. I Know My God Reigns, which we sing here at Cross Points.
We do.
Seriously, the first time I heard it, I was like, I've got to meet this guy.
Oh, man. Wow.
Seriously, like that song
Thank
opened
you.
the door for you to come and interview with us, because I wasn't sure about having a guy from Salina. I was thinking in my mind, I was like, small town, not going to fit for big city Kansas.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And was I wrong? I was so wrong. But once I heard that song, I was like, I got to hear this.
Oh, cool.
So.
By the way, totally unplanned.
Sure.
I'm guaranteed this was set in motion over a month ago.
Okay.
We're singing that song this Sunday.
Yes.
So
fantastic.
before we plan this podcast, it's absolutely unplanned. We will be singing that song.
So
this Sunday.
show up this Sunday. It's going to be great. I love the song. Okay. Tell me, obviously music has been a part of your life. It's just who you are. It's in your DNA.
Yeah.
But tell us about kind of your love for music. How did that start? How did that kind of get birthed in you?
Gotcha. Well, it kind of literally got birthed into me in that my father is the musician in the house.
Okay.
And so I'm always chasing after dad, My father is a rock organist, blues musician, keyboardist, and he's awesome. And I still play in a duo with him.
Oh, that's
to this day.
People probably don't know that. So you play in a band with your dad.
Yeah, so it's just a duo. Can you be called a band and be a duo? I don't know.
Of course you can.
Let's say yes.
Come on, we're going to say yes.
Well, I'm in a band with
You're
dad,
in a band
and
with
I have
dad.
been in several bands with dad. So it was always a part of the journey, but it really didn't get set really afire until guitar. So I took 6 years of piano lessons.
Ooh, so that was your foundation.
That was my foundation.
Okay.
Started in third grade. I was pretty much told this is going to happen. I wasn't against it, but you know, it was.
It was the expectation.
You were going to be taking piano. Aren't you happy about it? Yes, I am. And I never, you know, they had to fight me to practice, and it was enjoyable, but it wasn't that enjoyable.
You were the typical kid whose
right.
parents were making him take piano lessons.
That's right.
Okay.
And a funny thing happened one day when I expressed to my piano teacher, his name's Eric Corby, shout out to Eric Corby, I told him I'm not really into this, and Eric, to his infinite wisdom, was like, let's go downstairs and talk to the guitar teacher.
No.
Lost a student, totally sacrificed me to see maybe this is something worth exploring, and my parents, to their wisdom, were like, yeah, let's go for it. There was a guitar in the house already, convenient.
No way.
So
now, how old were you at this time?
This was about 12,
12 years
like
old,
that.
12 or 13, something like that.
Something like that.
So that was pivotal for you.
Absolutely.
Because you probably would have jettisoned music altogether. Maybe, right?
Maybe, or it'd be a very small part of my life. So I found the guitar, I fell in love with it, and no longer did anyone have to fight me to practice. I was on it for sometimes hours a day, and just love the instrument. So
I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you, what I'm fascinated about, and our viewers may or may not be, I don't really care, because I want to ask you, and that, tell me about your music writing process, because I love it when musicians write their own music. I mean, I love cover songs and all that kind of stuff, but there's something about an original that comes deep out of you. So answer me this, do the lyrics come first? Does the melody come first? Does the beat come? What happens for you?
Well, first of all, in 20 seconds, you just went through hours and hours of musical podcasts that delve into that very issue. So, and there's no consensus, and there never needs to be consensus. I've got songs that started with bass lines, songs that started with little quips.
Okay.
One of my wife's professors I met for the first time the other day asked me, hey, what do you do in real life?
Yeah.
And so I'm starting to try to write a song off of just that one statement. I thought that was
your
such
real
a cool
job, pretty much, is what he's saying, right?
Right.
Yeah.
For me, they almost 80% of them start with some sort of a guitar riffy kind of thing.
Interesting.
So I'll play like a little, you know, and that will be the birth of it, and I'll try to weave some melody or words into that little guitar riff, that kind of thing.
Okay, so I understand that you have written a couple of songs.
Sure. Absolutely.
And I would love to, I didn't know this until right before we were getting ready to go live here. So share with us a song that you've got, and maybe before you sing it, tell us how it came to be.
Sure. So I'll start with this one. This is a song that's not been shared before. You say I've written a couple songs. I'm sure you mean today. I've written.
Yeah. No. I know you've written lots and lots. But
let me let you know something else. A little secret about songwriters. They have way more songs than they'll ever show you. Every one song that they're okay showing you, they've got 99 that they're like, these are so bad.
It's hard to put yourself out there, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I think for any musician, anybody I've talked to.
We're all the same, really.
Yeah.
So this song's called Audience of One.
Love the title already.
I bet. And there's a little bit of ambiguity to this song, though.
Okay.
Because it's a song that could be taken as a love song to a person or as a love song to God.
Okay, got it.
And because of the language, it's kind of, you could totally take it one way or the other.
Yeah,
so it's called Audience of One.
Okay, so for the worldwide premiere
very
of the
good.
Audience of One.
No one's ever heard it.
I love it. Let's go for it.
Ooh, this is going to be a live tuning session.
Just act like you know what you're doing. It's all good. He does.
If I turn the key, the guitar sounds okay. So I think that's how it works generally. All right, here we go. This one started with another song.
Okay, now I'm sorry. I'm going to interrupt you just real quick. When did you write this song?
This song was written during the summer, I think.
Okay, so
maybe in the spring.
Within the last year.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And I had another song that had the same intro.
Okay.
It does these little chords.
Uh-huh.
And so, appropriately enough, I started with why do my songs always begin the same?
Love it.
I guess it's just the way I sound. I'll grab a guitar and I begin to play. That's just the way I mess around. And I sing the words to everybody else, but they'll never know just what it means. I proclaim my love in front of everyone. still just between you and me. So I will sit with my guitar and a couple of my closest friends, but I will play for an audience of one. And I will look upon their faces and hope they smile and sing along, but still I play for an audience of one. Yeah, I play for an audience of one. I'll plug in and turn the volume up to 12. I pray no one asks to turn it down. I fill my lungs with air and sing it loud for all to hear, till everyone in town joins in the song. And I would stand with my microphone, 100 of my closest friends, and still I play for an audience of one. And I could look upon their faces, watch them smile and sing along, and still I play for an audience of one. Yeah, I only play for an audience of one. Thank you, David.
I love it. Seriously, people are clapping as they hear this all over the internet right now. Seriously, no, it's really good. So I'm curious, you know, as a musician, I'm sure you have so many different genres of music that you like.
Oh yeah.
If you were to kind of narrow down like one particular genre, what would it be? And I know that's a tough question.
That is. Well, let's I'll make it easier on myself,
Okay.
and I'll do it categorically.
Okay.
Favorite music to play?
Yeah.
Fingerstyle folk guitar.
Okay. So play just a little. What does that mean?
Oh, sure. Anything that lets me like.
Okay. To me, that's really pretty.
Thank you.
Seriously, I love that. Yeah.
So anything that lets my sort of fingers piddle around and accompany someone singing.
Okay.
That's my favorite stuff to play. Favorite stuff to jam out on the car, 1970s funk, hands down.
70s.
Parliament Funkadelic or like Tower Power, anything like that.
I don't even know what you're talking about right
That's
now.
fine. It's fine. I'll put it this way.
Some of our hippies listening, they know whether.
I'll put it this way. When you're at a wedding and Brick House comes on, you might like it ironically.
Okay.
I like it legitimately.
You're like, yes.
Yes, I'm totally a fan of that. But I mean, CCM, man. Contemporary Christian music.
Okay, so really that's part of your jam too, huh?
Well, of course, because it's the only it's the only music that you actually made this point on Sunday, not to for anyone that wasn't there, but it's the only music that you are required to be a part of the situation going on, right? So so any other show you're at, you know, it's audience looks at the performer.
It's just merely watching.
Right.
You're enjoying, but there's something different about worship.
Exactly. And a lot of musicians, spoilers, don't like contemporary Christian music because of the repetition. So they don't dig. We sing the same thing over and over and over and over.
Oh man, I hear that all the time.
That's because you're supposed to be singing. If you're just sitting there listening to it, then it gets a little old.
It gets old. Yeah. But if you're participating in it and you're making the words part of a prayer, then that's very different.
Right.
Yeah.
Other genres of music have this too. Like, so, for instance, merengue.
Okay.
I don't like merengue.
Okay.
It's because I don't dance.
Ah.
If you dance, you totally get merengue.
So light bulbs just went off for me.
Right. Not all music is designed to sit in your car and just listen. You know.
Right.
So anyway.
Right. Oh, that's very interesting.
So there's my like catch-all genres.
Okay,
and stuff.
I like that. Okay, so I know one of the things you do besides being a worship pastor at Crosspoints is you love to do gigs.
Yes.
Right? So you go out,
the
you do the gig, the show, the
yeah.
whatever. And so what's one of your most requested songs that you get from people at your gigs when you're doing stuff? And play just a little bit of it. What's your
historically it's Tracy Chapman. So
okay.
Give me one reason to stay, and I'll turn right back around. So that's the most common.
Okay, that was common. Okay.
I played it sometime in high school, and then for whatever reason, that's the one that's stuck in every show, and so people will come up and request that.
Okay.
So
what about recently?
Recently, Elton John's Tiny Dancer.
Oh no, are you serious?
Oh, absolutely. blue jean, baby. Of course, nobody cares about that part. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Count the headlights on the highway. I usually know the chords. There we go. Anyway,
you got it. Yeah,
that's because I went right into it. You got to get a build to that
you're
point,
right, of
otherwise
course.
it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Lately that's what people have been asking.
That's so
for,
fun. That's so fun.
it is.
Okay, so let's go back to your original music
Sure.
again. So you said you maybe have another song that you'd like to kind of share with everybody. Too.
Yeah, this one's a little older.
Okay.
So one thing I like to say about my journey in songwriting, I probably wrote mostly happy-go-lucky love songs.
Yeah, of course.
Before deciding, I'm gonna look at worship song.
Okay.
And I wonder what because I had just taken a job at Church of the Cross. Can't escape the cross. From Church of the Cross to Cross Points. But anyway, so it was 2009, I think, and I'm like, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna write a song for everyone to participate on.
Now hold it. Was this the first worship song that you wrote?
Well, what I was getting at was,
Okay.
I Know My God Reigns was the first one.
Yeah.
And so I always tell people, and this song that I'm going to play for you now, which is called I Believe, those two songs really sort of shape almost my theology. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but the way I think about worship music is sort of on display in just those first two songs.
Really?
Absolutely, because
Okay.
I Know My God Reigns, which come to church this Sunday. So you'll be able to hear
there.
it. Is about how powerful singing can be to the soul.
Yes.
So, in real life, you might have doubts, you might stumble, you might sin, you might fall, but while you're singing, your faith is restored, and that's what it means. It's a shout song. When I sing His name, I know my God reigns. And then this one is the sort of flip side of my personal faith journey, which is seeing God in the world.
Okay.
So God has so many wonderful, awesome, amazing creations, from mountains to valleys to oceans to skies. And so this song speaks to that aspect.
Seeing God in creation.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Seeing God in creation.
That's great. Okay.
So I'll play a shorter version of this. This is called I Believe.
There's that hand pick.
That's exactly. I told you, man.
I love it. I love it.
That's how it started.
I want you to know, it makes me smile. When I hear that
good.
kind of thing, I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, let me just sit back.
When I see the sunrise, I see my God's eyes watching the earth He made. When I hear the rain fall, I hear my God call. Child, hear the words I say. When I see God's loving grace, living in the things He made, I sing hallelujah, I believe. I've seen God's endless love pouring down on me. Someday I'll fly away, till then I'll sit here singing hallelujah, I believe.
Wow.
Thank you.
No, I've not heard this song before.
No, okay.
I've not. It's really good. I like it.
Sad story about this song.
Oh, really?
The worship team here at Cross Points recorded this around a campfire, and we played it beautifully. And the audio was so messed up from the wind that was rolling through that it was rendered unusable, unlistenable. So we're gonna make it. We're gonna do it again. We'll redo it. I promise.
See, he did not tell me about any of this, so I literally had no idea about this song. So I cannot wait for you guys to record this song. Seriously, that is really pretty.
Oh, good.
That's the other thing that I wanted to kind of chat just a little bit on the podcast, and that is, the idea of Cross Points having original music. Tell me maybe a little bit about your dream, if I could kind of peer into kind of your soul a little bit. Like,
Sure.
what are some things that you'd like to see when it comes to original music and song and all that? What does that look like for you?
Well, the nice thing about original material is you get out thoughts that you just can't look up. And I know that seems so obvious. But for whatever reason, that obvious point doesn't lead a lot of churches into wanting to make their own music.
Right.
Because, poetry can be a little daunting, creating and producing can be a little daunting. And trying to teach someone a song that's never been recorded is a lot harder than say, hey, you go on to YouTube. We used YouTube in the worship team. We say, go on here, learn that song from listening to it. Well, I can't do that if there's never been.
It's original, right.
Right. And so one of the things that I've been blessed with is that I've been in recording studios, and I've worked with some great sound engineers, and I've learned a lot from those kinds of people. And so it's not as intimidating for me to set up some microphones and sort of record stuff. And so I'd love to take advantage of that and push that onto some other people, right?
Okay.
And equip them
Yes.
with the power that they can. Okay, you can too produce some music, produce a video, write a worship song, and then you can have hundreds of people on Sunday singing your song, and it's growing our kingdom of worship people, right?
Yes.
And so that ever expanding thing is a pretty cool thing. Yeah, so that would be the dream. Yeah, you asked about the dream, like having multiple people creating multiple things through multiple avenues.
I love that multiple.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea of empowering others to have. In other words, you're not the sole creative person here at the church.
Absolutely.
That we wanna kind of flesh that out to all kinds of people in the church. Man, I really love that.
Yeah.
And I know we have some crazy talented people here at Cross Points. I mean, I know you've told me that before.
Nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
Really, really astounding. So God has blessed us with some talented musicians
Really has,
and creatives, and I just can't wait for in the coming years to see that kind of explode. So it's really good.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so let me ask you now about Cross Point's worship in particular.
Okay.
Okay. If I'm like talking to a crowd of people online that attend Cross Points, or maybe they're thinking about attending Cross Points Church, what can they do, to help you as a worship leader, pastor, lead them better into worship?
Ooh. That's good.
That's a tough question. Yeah. What can they do practically?
So that's so crazy because we just talked about contemporary Christian music is a participatory.
We got a participatory
genre of music.
Right.
And so that's got to be the first one, right? In order to help your worship leaders, you must participate.
Okay. So, but practically, what does that mean for you?
What I'll tell you, it means moving.
Okay, moving.
Right?
Okay.
If you are simply there, and by the way, of course, I'm picturing us all in a room, right?
Yeah.
So, if you're at home like this is probably not going to help me out. But if we're all in a room and we're trying to have some worship together, for you to just stand there as still as possible is really discouraging to some people around you.
Right.
So I would say, being looser, allowing yourself to clap, allowing yourself to shout, sing.
You heard it here,
sing,
folks. Sing. Okay.
And if you can't sing, first of all, I cry foul. You can sing. There is no such thing as a person that can't sing, okay?
He's talking to you.
I've taught hundreds of people music. I've never met one of them that can't sing at all.
But what if somebody says, but I just sound terrible?
You're in a crowd.
Okay.
You're in a crowd. All you do is you add volume and shout to everything. I can't pick out one person. Nobody can. It just sounds like a choir of angels when everyone's singing.
Yeah.
Even if your voice, your contribution to it is off key.
Right.
You are still adding to the volume. You sound awesome. Telling you sound great. And so just sing. Whether you sing the wrong notes.
It's okay.
The wrong notes
Bible
are great
says,
too.
Make a joyful noise.
That's right.
It's okay if it's just noise.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't believe there's any scripture, you can correct me as our resident theologian, I don't believe there's any scripture that talks about specifically being on pitch.
Not one.
It says play with excellence.
Yes.
But that does not necessarily mean on pitch from the congregation.
Right.
So
it's actually a command to work. It's really interesting. Like we are commanded to worship, which is an interesting thing because God wants to command us to do it, but He knows it's for our own good.
Right. And you're saying that the scriptures are not just speaking to leadership.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you, Drew.
Yes.
Put that in my mouth. Okay. All right. What's one thing you want people to know, whether they attend Crosspoints or not, but what's one thing you want people to know about worship?
One thing that I want them to know about worship. I'll think about that a little bit, and while I do, I'll tell you one thing I want them to know about the worship team.
Oh, okay, that's great. All right.
And that is that what you're seeing at our church is about as real as I have ever seen in my life. Our worship team is so concerned with worship that our musical acumen, our musicianship is absolutely a second tier thing to all of our musicians at Crosspoints Church. They are concerned with leading you in worship.
And that's the way it should be.
It is.
But it's not always the case.
That's true. That's true. Well, and sometimes, it doesn't always have to be a point your finger kind of thing. Sometimes these musicians are just hired. They're hired guns.
Right.
And so maybe they aren't as strong in their faith, but they're being hired by churches. But our team is full of really worship-minded people. And it's really their number one concern. And it's not something that I've instilled in them. It's just really something that culturally has been here for a really long time. And I'm so proud of them. And I never have the vehicle to brag on them, because I can't just in the middle of worship. I have a microphone. I can just be like, you know how awesome these people are? Seriously, no, really.
No, I couldn't agree with you anymore. Just to echo your comments, our team, I think, does a phenomenal job. And it's not, again, like you said, from a musicianship standpoint, although they're excellent, but they exude worship.
Absolutely.
They lead lives of worship, and you can see it because it translates on stage. You can't fake that.
Oh, man.
You really can't. And in our culture today, where so many people put on masks and try to be, whatever to everybody, I can see that in our team, that they're just genuinely real about their worship.
Yep.
And it's not just happening on a Sunday morning with them either, which is so.
No,
great.
it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see all of our team in church participating in the congregation on their off weeks when they're not supposed to be there, kind of working with us. So.
Well, I know one of the things that we want to do this year, and it's kind of a thread through our year this year, is our word of the year is equip. And one of the things that we want to equip people to do, again, one of many things that we want to do, but under that word equip, we want to equip people to really understand and know how to worship in a deeper way than what they are right now.
Talking about a lot lately.
Yeah, and we have been, and we're going to continue to do that. Just kind of interrupt the flow of worship, just to do just a little teaching and a little bit of encouragement, and hopefully, that the worship at Crosspoints will continue to grow, and not only will it impact us as a community, but personally, for those of you that are listening, you'll grow in your ability to worship God as well.
Amen to that.
Yeah. You like that?
I do like that.
Let's do
I love it.
Okay, send us out with a quick tune. What do you got? Give me something. What do you got?
Man.
I know. We wasn't ready for this, but I put them on the
two,
spot.
David.
I know. I
had
did.
two.
Hey, how about I Know My God Reigns? Come
All
on,
right, I'll play a
love
little
that
bit
song.
of it. That way you'll know the words on Sunday.
Let's do
Absolutely. My head's in the valley, but my heart's in the Lord. And I feel His power when my knees hit the floor. My head's in the valley, but my heart's in the Lord. And I feel His power when my knees hit the floor. When my knees hit the floor. When I sing His name, I know my God reigns.
I can't help. I gotta sing.
When I sing His praise, I know my God reigns.
Yeah.
Sound great, David?
I love it. I'm making a joyful noise, folks, but I'm
Absolutely.
worshiping and it's coming from here.
It's joyful.
Hey, Drew, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Been awesome. Well, there you go, folks. So glad you joined us today, and we'll see you next week. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for being with us today.